to. We need to talk.
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 Welcome back to We Need to Talk, episode number 26. I'm your host, Mr. KOA, alongside
Top Boy.
And it's just us today. Once again, we love doing these every now and then just to touch base with you guys, just to have a good vibe, to bring it back down to the core of why we do this, to reach out to you guys, to connect, to open up, to share, to have a place where we can respond to you guys, answer some questions, and most importantly, for us to vent.
Yes.
It's always good to express your emotions positively and negatively to somebody else rather than to hold them bottled in. It does do more damage than good. This episode, we decided to call it our Q&A episode. It's episode number 26 as normal, but it will be our question and answer episode where you guys get to know us a bit. We made a post today. I think we were out of questions from last week. But I think we have some pretty good questions already. We have this week where you guys can ask us whatever you guys want to know. I made a couple posts online right now on our story. So we'll probably be getting some questions as we go throughout the episode. But we got some good ones so far. Just questions you guys want to know about us. Some relationship related as well. But just to touch base with us, like get to know who we are. You know?
Pretty much. We've been doing this, 26 episodes?
26 episodes.
We haven't done a episode where it's just been you and I in a minute. We've
had a lot of guests. The guests are dope.
The guests are cool.
The guests are dope.
Guests are cool, but I mean, we're cool too.
Yeah, we're cool too. You guys like us too, right? But this should be a really interesting episode to give you guys a different perspective. We already get our perspectives in the other episodes, just our opinions to some of the questions you guys ask, but these questions are more directed at our personal, grounds or stances on some of these topics. So we'll just go straight from the top, straight to the bottom, and see where we go.
Okay.
See where it gets us.
Okay, so this is a very light one to start off with. Right. Jack Peros, he asks us, what do you do? What do you both do for a living?
What do you both do for a living?
Yeah, so what do you do? How do you make your money?
How we make our money? I'm a man of different hobbies and jobs, but my full-time job, I work in insurance. Yeah. I work for an insurance consulting company. I'm an account manager, so I manage about 25 different accounts right now. I basically help them through different tasks. They have renewals. If you guys know group, it's boring shit right now. I'm trying not to bore you guys, but and you guys, if you go to the dentist or if you go to the doctor and you need an insurance card to pay for that, that's kind of what I'm responsible for. My company actually helps your employer give you the insurance card, so you can get that shit without paying and killing your pocket. So that's my day job. I do that after 5 o'clock. That's where the fun begins. I dabble a little bit into photography right now. My photography's really been picking up, so I do photo shoots for different events such as weddings, camps, personal photo shoots, events, whatever, and just some of my own just landscaping stuff I do on the side as well. Some of you guys may know already, I started off with a clothing brand which is called King of Arts. That's where Mr. KOA came from, Mr. King of Arts. That's my clothing brand, which is kind of on pause right now while I kind of get everything in motion because it's a lot to do all at the same time. It's just me, but the hats and stuff are still available, but I'm working on my new collection as we speak, probably going into fall. In addition to that, I do videography a little bit, which I'm improving and working on. I also have a quote book. Every now and then you might see on my page. I just write some shit, some really raw shit. No real structure to my stuff. I'm kind of the unfiltered person that says the things that people think. That's kind of how I do my thing. I'm not really about the beating around the bush kind of shit. I tell it like it is. I like to write things that wake people up a little bit, and it's really to motivate myself as well. That's how I started writing, because I was like, I need someone else to motivate me, because I'm always motivating people. Yeah. But I don't really have someone that's like, yo, this is what you should be doing to me. Makes sense. My quotes are really a way for me to motivate myself to do shit that I was helping other people do. But yeah, and then obviously the podcast I'm doing with Zamore, which is going great. Thanks to you guys, and my YouTube channel. And I think that's my list.
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. So for now, until next week.
Until next week. Yeah, so I currently work for a public relations firm called Media Profile, which is downtown Toronto. And basically, it's an agency that's been around for 30 plus years now. The company itself is really dope because I can't remember if this is the correct term, but we're privately owned. Like, we're not owned by another company. Okay. So we don't have to answer to anyone else. Right? There's no fear. I mean, a lot of companies have looked into trying to buy our company to absorb like our clients and who we have, but it's something we're not interested in. So I've been doing that for the past year and a half, which is crazy because I remember when I actually got the job and the time is totally flown by. And in that time period, I basically started getting into videography and photography as well. Like Ryan said, videography is something that I'm still constantly working on just as much as my photography. But those are areas that I'm also getting money as well, especially with my drone stuff. I have a couple clients. Some of them are in real estate, and then some of them are industrial. And basically, like, every couple of weeks, every other week, I just go get footage for these people and I get paid every time I do it. So if there's anything you guys should probably have learned from Ryan and I, is that try and have multiple streams of revenue, because, you know, if one goes down, you can still get money another way.
Another head will grow.
Seriously. So next question, which kind of relates to everything we're talking about. Eddie Renzo, my girl Emily, she said, what do you think the most important factor is for any creative to grow?
I'm going to keep saying this time and time again. Consistency is probably the biggest thing that has helped me grow. A lot of people are going to doubt things that you do. A lot of people are going to count you out, overlook you, ignore you, all that shit that comes with starting up things or creating. That's a given. But one thing you got to do is make sure you stay consistent for yourself. Because one thing I've noticed is that regardless of what happens, regardless of the outcome doesn't come out how you want it to, consistency is something that no one can take away from you. Because whether it's a little bit each day or a lot each day, if you stay consistent, you will get better. It's just how it works. It's simple math. If you can, repetition becomes perfection. And like, if I keep doing something over and over again, there's no way it will remain the same. It doesn't work like that. We're beings of practice and repetitions where we learn from ourselves and from each other. So I say the biggest thing for me that I can actually be a living example of is remaining consistent, remaining positive, and just being open to learning, because we don't know everything. Like, the hardest thing you can do the worst thing you could do is be someone that acts like you know everything. Like, people are, oh yeah, I know how to do this. Oh yeah, I know. Someone try to give you advice or someone try to tweak something. Like, even right now, like I just recently got pretty quickly good at photography, but I'm not amazing. I'm not a fucking the best photographer out there. The photography is such a saturated market. So I have photographers bigger than me with bigger pages than me coming to my page, be like, yo, your stuff is so dope. And I go to their page, I'm like, yo, look at your shit, you know? But then I have some other people that aren't even photographers, never shot a camera in their life, but they'll come to me and be like, oh, like, you know, this, you should probably try and start doing stuff like this, or you should probably do something. And like, you gotta take that in a very constructive way, because some people might take it and be like, what, you're not a photographer, so like, what are you telling me shit? But different eyes will always help you, regardless of what their background experience is. Like, I don't have to be a photographer to give you photographer advice or a tip, or, you know what I mean? Like, so just consistently be open to learning, open to experiences, open to people's opinion, because we don't know everything, man. And the minute that you think you know everything, that's when someone's going to pass you. So that's my token for you guys.
I couldn't agree more. Like, the biggest things is, like, my boy, George, Instagram handles Vacation George, because he literally just sold his place. He sold his place downtown. He lived on King West, right? Sold his place, and now he's traveling for a year. But he's vlogging the entire time that he's doing this, right? And he was asking me for pointers before he left. And I was telling him today, because he's been posting nearly every day or every other day since he's left. And
just something.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, like, this is big. Like, he was asking me, like, how do you get in contact with brands? Like, how do you get them to work with you? And first thing I said to him is like, man, honestly, like the following will come. Just stay consistent with your posting, because at least by the time that you reach out to these people, they're gonna look at you and see that you have a catalog of work and you're serious about it. You're not just reaching out for no reason, trying to get free shit, right? But I would say the other thing too, apart from consistency and being open to hearing like feedback, is not being afraid to try new things. Right? Like I know you touched on that, but that is really big, because I remember back in high school, I wanted to do like video stuff, right? Revolving around YouTube, and it never happened because I remember just listening to someone tell me that it would be a bad idea, right? And then for whatever reason, I let that doubt get in my head, and I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna do this, right? And now I waited like all these years later to do it, right? And I'm having some sort of success with it, but at the end of the day, you just kind of have to tell yourself like what. It's like a give and take. Like you need to be able to take feedback, but then you also need to be able to say like, fuck it, I'm going to do it anyway. Right. Because sometimes you just need to follow what it is your own mind is telling you. Right. Because sometimes I get some good feedback, and then other times I get feedback and I say to myself, I'm still going to do it this way though.
Feedback is feedback. Doesn't mean you have to use it all the time.
You just have to be open. You have to be open to hearing it. Right. Because the minute because that reputation of not listening to people or not being able to accept feedback
becomes habit.
It becomes habit, and people actually spread that more than anything. Right? It's interesting. People will spread negative news about you more than positive stuff. Of
course.
Right? Like I was driving home the other day thinking to myself, like, how is it that it's interesting to see like all these really big accounts or people with big accounts and a large following, how they don't, we talked about it so many times, but they don't put other people on in any way, right? And I think about this regularly, and I'm like, what goes? Like, what
stops you?
Why do you not do this?
Like,
right?
What is it about? Like, do you really have a following of like 85,000 to 100,000 and have no friends that? Like no friends you co-sign? Like
at no point you would even do a story, Instagram story, be like, "Yo, follow my boy. His shit's dope."
Like that doesn't run through your mind once.
Isn't that crazy? Like,
hey, I have a friend with a couple thousand followers. I have 100,000. Yo, look what he does. Not even once. Not even like.
You know how wild that is to me, man. I really wanted to talk to these people and be like, why do you not do this? Like, do you think it's gonna affect your brand? Like, do you think it's gonna affect your success? Like, bruh, it makes no sense to me that people don't do this, right? So,
one thing I always say actually is that in regards to your point about trying new things, you can always go back to being regular or go back to doing nothing. The option to do nothing will always be there. It's not going like it's not if you anywhere. Don't like if I try something and it doesn't work, and I try something else and it doesn't work, and I go bankrupt, or you know this doesn't work out and I hurt myself or whatever. Like if something negative happens from it, or it doesn't work out exactly how I want it to work out, I can at any time be like, fuck it, I'm doing nothing. I can do that whenever. So what's
I'm done today.
Okay, I'm done. Okay, but there's no loss. The time's gonna pass regardless. If you don't do it today, next year this time you're gonna be like, I should have done that. And if next year this time you still didn't do it, or you're gonna think of how far could I have been. Now I could have been if I just tried that one day, I would have been a year in right now. Now I'm still at zero, thinking about what I could have done. And then you do it next year the same thing. So it's like, what the worst thing that happened is last year you tried it. Next year you're a year in, and it's just not working out. But you're a year in, and you can now make a choice. You can say it's a year in. I don't know if it's working out right now. Like I can look back at the track record the last 12 months. I'm like, have I gone up? Have I gone down? But I have something to measure. It's not just my thought process of what if I did it last week. Like
it's funny because I feel like this almost relates heavily to like relationship stuff, right? Because I'm thinking to myself, I would much rather say I tried than I wish I knew. Right. Like that's my mentality, and sometimes to a fault. Like
you can't try them all.
It happens in my relationships, right? But the same.
I'm gonna just try this one too. Fuck.
But I mean, I would much. That's my personality. Like I would much rather look at myself and say, you know what, I tried it. I don't regret it, as opposed to fuck. I wish I wish I tried it. Especially when you get success. Especially when you get success and you remember yourself.
Yeah.
Especially when you remember you're like, damn, why didn't I do this like a year ago?
Yeah.
Because that pisses me off even more than almost not even doing it in the first place.
Yeah.
You know, because the minute you find out you're good at something, you're like, fuck, why didn't I do this?
Funny how you tie relationships, because people who've known me and followed me for a little bit, whatever, they know I've said this on my own channel before, is that I'm a serial dater.
Yeah.
So what I mean by that is I've dated probably 7 or 8 chicks since like I was 20 or so. I'm 27 now. So in 7 years, I probably dated a good 7, 8 girls. 1 a year on average, but sometimes it's more than a couple in 1 year. Maybe 1 year I'm single. Like, I mean, like on average, one girl a year, let's say.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
Like, some people have an issue with that. Like, I've had people try to roast me and be like, oh, another one. Yeah. But they're single and miserable, so I don't give a shit. Like, I don't care about your opinion. I don't. Like, I really, like, the people that are saying this to me are the ones that are single and miserable. So, like, they're telling me, like, oh, which girl this time? I'm like, I don't want to hear shit from you.
Yeah.
Because I'm at least doing something.
Yeah.
Like, the people that don't do shit are always the ones that want to talk the most. So, it's like, yeah, I might date 6 or 7 girls, but trust me, 8, 9, 10, I'm learning. Like, 10, 11, 12, let's say. I'm not getting to 12 girls, but like, let's just say, for the sake of discussion, girl number 10, like, that girl, I am not standing for no bullshit, because I know the last 9 girls, I learned this from girl 1, this from girl 2, and it's one thing if you're dating multiple people, going in the same path and doing the same mistakes, then you have a problem. But I can truthfully say that of all the 7 girls I've dated, I've taken something different from each one, and I have not done that same thing twice. So anytime I break up with somebody and a new person I'm with, I'm not going into the same thing. So like, it's frustrating because I'm dating different girls, whatever. But I can't say, I did this again.
Well, it's funny.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally just it just sucks. Again, the worst hand of the draw, because like something happens, whatever. But it's something new.
It's funny because a lot of people will look at that from the outside perspective, like you said, and I don't know if I would consider myself a serial dater, but I do tend to get in relationships and then for a long period of time, right? Like, I don't really date people for short amounts of time. So my friends, you know, like, they laugh about it and they say, oh, like, you're going to start dating this girl now.
He's locked in,
right? You're locked in. But a lot of people take that and they look at it from outside perspective, and they just assume like, oh, this man just likes to, hitch up every woman that he gets with. But it's like, no, like,
if I like you,
if I like you, like, I'm not going to fuck around, right? And then we end up dating, but it's like, as soon as we break up, like you said, the key thing is to try and learn something, right? Which is interesting because who was it? Tristan Brooks, _Tristan Brooks. He said, what is the biggest life lesson you learned from a relationship that kind of shaped who you are today?
What is the biggest thing?
What's the biggest life lesson?
The biggest life
that
lesson.
What is the biggest life lesson you learned from a relationship that shaped who you are today?
That shaped me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I have a very strong personality. I'm sure anyone listening right now is like, I know I do. I'm very aware of that, and I'm okay with that. But the problem with that, or I not even say it's a problem, but the difficulty with that is that I have to understand that when I meet somebody, I'm a lot at first sometimes, and not a lot like I'm super amazing. No, I mean just like I'm a very strong personality. A lot of women that have met me and didn't know me, you'd be like, oh, I thought you were an asshole, or I thought you were this, or they're intimidated or whatever for whatever reasons, like how I portray myself. I'm very confident, whatever. But I learned over like meeting different people in different relationships is that I can't. One of the things that used to frustrate me is something or things that were very simple to me, or things I found very like just like should be automatic, and they weren't to the person I'm with. It would upset me, like to an extent where like I would get turned off, because I'd be like, okay, to me this is simple. Yeah, if this is not simple to you, like, and that would like it would irritate me. Yeah, but I can't, like, we're all wired differently, right? And that was something I had to work on, because it's like that would then snowball into fights. Yeah, right. Okay. Because they would do something that's super not that big, but to me, I'm like, yo, like you can't do that, or like you don't understand how to do this because it's so simple to me, and vice versa. There might be things that they might do that are super simple to them that I can't do, but we don't even get to that part because now they're so like on eggshells because I attacked them first. Not like attack, but like I'm on them. So it almost seems, it makes them feel like they're like, okay, what? I don't want to do this wrong. I don't want to do this wrong. Like, and I've noticed that from the outside, like some girls I've been with, like they feel like I demand a lot, that like they kind of change to please me, if that makes sense. So it's like, and then the relationship changes because now they're not
who they are.
Not even who they are, but they're just
altering themselves.
They're very on. They're on eggshells. It's like, I don't want to do this because he might. If I say this, like he might correct me. If I do, like, you know. So I had to learn how to pull off. I had to learn how to be like, listen, like some people might not get it. It's cool. Like, and instead of attacking them or like making them feel like shit, explain or like show them. Listen, this is what I would do. This is how I've done it in the past. Yada yada. I would appreciate, or I think you should, or it might benefit you if. Kind of give them an option rather than you should do this, otherwise it's not good enough. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you.
So I think that's really taught me how to like cope with different personalities, because I'm like, I can't, Ryan, this might be easy to you, like nothing. There's a lot of things that come very simple to me. I can't just expect that from some people. And when they don't do it, get mad or get moody or get like closed off or whatever, you know? So I think that's probably the biggest thing, just learning how to cope with a personality that's not like my own, which is probably one of the toughest things people deal with every single day. But yeah, I think so. What about you?
I honestly think it's.
I know you're emotional. So you have Pisces stuff in you or some shit.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not into the horoscopes and shit, but you talk about Pisces.
Well, it's funny because like I've had. A lot of my close friends basically say that I wear my heart on my sleeve, right? And it's because I'm not adverse or like afraid to basically tell people like how I feel about a certain situation. And it's funny because I think that some people look at it as like a weakness, right? Like you tell some people like, okay, this is how I feel, like this is how I feel about you, or like this is how I feel about this situation, and they're like, I can't believe like you're even saying it, as if you're supposed to be quiet about it, right? And I think the biggest lesson that I've learned, and it's something I'm honestly and truthfully still working on, is like really trying to understand my girl's perspective on certain things that are upsetting to them, but would never be upsetting to me, right? So a big issue early on in a lot of my relationships is like, but just make up a fake name. Like Ashley would come to me and be like, I never dated a girl named Ashley, by the way. But like Ashley would come to me and be like, look, like you doing this, like, upsets me, right? And because it was something that like genuinely would not bother me if the roles were reversed, instinctively I'd be like, why are you getting upset about this? Like what? Like why?
Because I wouldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say I wouldn't.
No, but you'd in your
that's
head.
how I feel, right? So I'd be like, what do you mean? Like, that's not a big deal. Like, why are you getting up? Like, blah, 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 right? Which is essentially, brushing off it's almost brushing off their emotions or minimalizing it. Even if it's something I generally don't think is an issue, like, you have to take into account how other people really feel, right? Which I guess is, like, really the biggest lessons that I've learned is like taking into account how other people feel. Because as I've moved through relationships, it got to a point where some of the same issues would come up, or girls would tell me the same things that bother them, and I'd be like, okay, I understand where you're coming from. Like, I understand your point of view, but this is why I don't think.
Like, it's still negated.
Yeah, like I was still negated, right?
I hear you, but
and then it started moving towards like, okay, I'm not like, I'm not I'm not shitting on the fact that you're upset, right? Because the issue is, what I've learned is that it gets to a point where I've had girls tell me like, oh, so you're basically saying my feelings are right? Which is by no means what I'm thinking, which is not what I'm thinking or what I'm saying, but I do understand why they would think that, right? It's all based on how I say things or like my body language or how I respond to what they say. So I just learned to, you know, kind of check my my emotions and my reactions to things that they say, right? Because body language is key. Like, that's a big thing. The way you immediately react to something. So sometimes some people will tell me some foolish shit, right? And sometimes I might be like, what are you on about?
Like, and then first response,
and then other times I'm just like, I have to learn to be chill, right? Prime example is when we talked about on Marlon's podcast, when that girl was just like, oh, like, why you catching feelings? Something like that, right?
And you're like, what?
Immediately in my head, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? But I knew that would have caused an argument. So I was just like, okay. I was like, LOL, okay. Because I knew where it would have led to.
So diffuse it.
Diffuse it, because I don't want the headache. Like, I just really don't want the headache. But yeah, I mean, it's something I'm still struggling with, in the sense that at times I just generally do not believe some things are an issue, because I like to think like, okay, other people think like I would in this exact situation, which is completely like.
It seems like we both have the same issue.
It's completely crazy.
It's the same issue right now.
I'll give you a prime example. This is a funny story, right? So we were at I was at it might have been So Butter, or it might have been like another event, but it's at Addison Residence, right? And I told you the story, but the viewers don't know. And basically, I was there with a bunch of people. There, my boy, and like all these girls that I know. And I was just chilling, right? Like, I wasn't dancing upon any girls, doing whatever, right? And telling this story is gonna sound completely like I'm trying to defend myself. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, it can't be real. But believe me, I swear on my mother, this is real. Chilling and whatever. I'm the only guy in this group that's not really basically trying to dance up on all these other girls that are with us, right? Because at the time I'm seeing another girl, right? So it's I'm just chilling, mind my own business. And because I guess I'm giving off the presence, like, I'm not trying to like swoop up one of these things. One of my homegirls, she was like, yo, do you mind? She's like, yo, record us dancing, right? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I have the phone right next to me, and I'm recording all these girls like dancing and twerking like right in front of me. No one is touching me, but there's maybe like a half a meter. There's like a half a meter gap between me and these girls.
Recorded.
But I was recording it, right? Because my friend told me to.
You're involved.
So I'm involved now. So, fast forward later on at night, girl I was seeing at the time, she hits me up. She's like, yo, like, what the fuck is this? Like, what's going on? Right? Because I told her where I was, but I didn't tell her that had happened, right? And I didn't tell her that happened.
So, in your head, you're like, what is that?
Because I didn't do anything. I just recorded. I didn't think it'd be an issue. And she was like half joking, half serious. And she's like, yo, like, my friend, I saw this on my friend's Snap.
They're never joking.
Right? She never joke. But basically, on the girl's Snap, her friend was like taking a video of the party going on. And in the Snap,
you panned on you.
You could see me basically recording
throwing ones,
all these girls dancing around me. So it looks so problematic, right? And
I was at the club throwing ones.
Yeah, I basically just told my girl, I'm like, this is what happened. And as I'm telling her this is what happened, I realized how ridiculous and how dumb this all sounds.
I was just recording them dancing. Yeah, like, I wasn't there, but like I just had my phone recording their asses going, but I wasn't part of it.
I wasn't dancing. I wasn't grabbing the ass. Like,
I was just watching the ass.
Yeah, like I'm aware of how ridiculous it sounds, but in the moment, I didn't think it was a big deal. So then she asked me. She was just like, she fully said, like, yo, if the roles were reversed, right? And I'm like, first of all, you can't reverse the revolt. Yeah, like, you can't reverse the roles because, like, what? Man's are going to be twerking. But I was just like, she's like, if you were there, if I was there with you, would you have done it, right? And this is how wild I am.
Yeah.
I was like, yes. I was like, I would have done it because...
And I would have laughed with you. I would have been with you.
I said I would have done it if you were there because like you would have seen
the process.
Like, you would have seen that I was just chilling. They asked me to do it because they probably would have been like the fact
there'd be context.
The fact that you were there with me would have added to it. Like, would you have got mad or would you have assumed they're asking because like, oh, he's with his girl, he's not gonna whatever. Right?
What would you be mad about? If you were there, there'd make no sense to be mad.
Exactly.
It'd make no sense. You'd be right there. They'd be like, can you record? You'd be like,
I'd be like,
you heard her say, can you record?
You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's when me saying that triggered her.
What?
Exactly. She's like, fuck out of here. There's no way, blah, blah. And I'm like, listen.
You don't get it.
Listen, this is how I think. Yep. So like, it's those moments where I realize, like, I'm like, okay, I have to try and understand other people's perspectives as to why they would get upset, but it doesn't mean that I have to then yield to them being upset.
You know what the main part is? It's I feel like we have the exact same problem. In terms of, I can't say problem. I mean, just something we have to deal with. Is that we have to understand that because we think a certain way doesn't mean that their way of thinking is wrong.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what it is. Because I have a situation where I was in a situation where it's like I had an argument, not an argument, but a discussion or debate about what it really means to be single versus like single or talking single. See, for me, there's just one single. Like that's for me, right? But I had the problem where I'd be like, because there's only one single in my mind, that there's only one single for you. Like there is no other single. So if you're telling me something else, I'm like, okay, but no. You know what I'm saying? But I have to understand that, like, okay, there's only one single for me. I who am I to say this is how you should be single or what is considered real single versus, you know what I mean? So in my mind, the argument was, if I'm single, I can talk to whoever I want, do whatever I want, see what I want, blah, blah. If I'm talking to you, cool. But I'm technically
still single.
Like, you can't yell at me. You can't. I don't want to hear nothing from you because you're not my girlfriend. Like, that was my argument. And from the girl's perspective, she's like, but if we're talking and you're sleeping here and we're sleeping together, then how can you be sleeping with other girls? And I'm like, because I'm single. but it doesn't make sense in her mind and other women's mind, let's say, and probably there's some guys' minds as well. Like, I'm not gonna say only girls think this way, but that's their perspective, and it becomes a problem because if I'm arguing with this person, we'll never see eye to eye.
We'll never see eye to eye.
Ever, because I'm like, but I'm still single, and they're like, but we're talking, and I'm like, okay. So it's like their perspective of single that will be the perspective. And instead of me saying, well, this is how I think, so you're wrong, and them saying this is how I think, so you're wrong, it should be, listen, this is my perspective, this is your perspective. The hardest discussion, and I hate doing this, is I do not believe in the agree to disagree nonsense. That's not the solution. Because it's like, well, this is what I think, and someone's just like, well, we'll just agree to disagree. It's like that doesn't solve shit.
You know what that does? It creates more problems.
It does.
Because what do you fall back on?
Okay,
like, we agreed to disagree.
Okay, now what? We just sit here, right? So that's something I'm working on and have been working on. That, like, just because I think a certain way doesn't mean how you think is wrong. I just have to understand that you wouldn't do it this way for you, and I wouldn't do it your way for me. The issue is the balance of, so now what? Like
what happens now?
So now what?
Now that I know whether we disagree on the situation, where does that leave us?
Do we just leave it? Can we just stay good and just not address this ever again? Because I'm never gonna think like you. And now that all that really comes down to is, if it's on the bigger scale, I think that's how you determine who to be with and who not to be with. On the bigger scale. Like, that's a really small situation. Like, if we're single, not single. Like, if you start dating, you're dating, then we're good. That argument that'll never be a discussion once you start dating. But for bigger situations, like a real important topic that you are one way and they're another way, and it's really important, those are the type of situations that determine whether or not you guys actually start dating. Because that person's not changing and you're not changing. And this situation, if it's big enough, if it's gonna be a problem now, it's gonna be a problem next year and the year after, in 10 years. Like, this is your mindset. This is how I'm wired. I'm not gonna think like you. So you might, in fact, have to be with someone else who thinks like you, and vice versa. If it's big enough. you know? So
it's crazy. I just feel like how you mentioned before when it comes to we date a lot of people and it's like after every time we date someone, you should be learning something, right, from each relationship. And I think, like I know what the biggest thing it is that I learned, which I already mentioned, but the thing that kind of bothers me after this conversation is the fact that I am still going through this lesson. You know what I mean? It's like
I'm still going. Like, I know, learning,
like I know what it is that I've learned, right? But it's like every relationship, I still had the same issue. Yeah, and it's like I'm not. My own head is not so far up my own ass that I can't admit, okay, I definitely have something to do with this. Right. But at the same time, it's like, yo, some of these things really are not issues that I should have to deal with, right? Or they're not issues that my partner should be making issues out. Because there's nothing worse to me than when you like sit there and you explain, like you don't talk down, like you explain, this is why I don't think it's an issue, or like this is why I wouldn't get mad, or blah blah blah, and then the same thing still fucking happens, you know, and it's just like, like what do you do? Like what do you do at this point?
That's what I said. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It comes down to if those are situations that cannot be rectified, those are justifiable reasons to not talk to somebody. Like it's some situations are just like, listen, like we can't be.
There's nothing worse than that. There's honestly, it's so frustrating. There's honestly nothing worse than knowing, like, you look at someone and you're like, you're so bad and like you're so cool. But there's one reason why we can't be together, and part of it's me and part of it's you. And it's like we cannot be together right now. Like, right? You never know.
And like, the problem is people try to force it. Yeah, you're like, like it's not that bad. It is. It is. Like, and you try and force it. You're like,
it actually cheeses me. It actually cheeses me knowing that I can look at someone and be like, fuck. Like, you and I, like,
will never be.
You and I will never be for this reason. And like I said, I have no shame in admitting that, yes, I am part of that reason.
You're both part.
I have no shame in it whatsoever. But also, I'm just like, yo, like, why? Yeah. Why does it have to be like this? Like, then why? Tell me why. Yes. Like, is it really that crazy?
Just think like me, please.
Is it really that crazy? Because what bothers me is like it's just so frustrating to me to know that in the age that we live in with social media, that social media will be the killer of a lot of my relationships. Like,
social media.
I have no look. To any future girlfriend that I have, right?
Trivial.
Listen. To any future girlfriend that I have, I'm gonna say this right now. Like, look,
ladies,
social media is going to be a big part of my life, right? It's going to be a big part of my life. It's gonna be.
Let you guys know from now.
Yeah, it's gonna be how I make money in the future. It's already how I'm starting to make money on the side right now. Yeah, it's going to be a thing, and I'm saying this now, I will do my best not to, if I'm in a relationship with you, not to fucking put myself in positions where it upsets you, like me flirting with girls on Instagram. To be honest, blatantly, to be honest, at this point, I don't even really do that as much as I used to, because I'm just like, why am I doing this, right? But I do not. I'm saying this to every woman, right? I may be in a relationship with. I do not ever want to hear you say to me, why are you liking this girl's photo?
Shut up.
Why are you commenting on this girl's photo? Shut up. Yes, I understand if I'm commenting like, oh, you look bad.
Hard eyes. No.
Bullshit like that. That I understand. Sure. But if I like a photo, let me say this perfectly clear so you guys can hear me, all right? If I like a photo, it does not mean I love her or I want to fuck her, all right? It does not mean that.
Hey, man. They can listen to that, they're still gonna think the same shit. I know. I told you, we talked about this many times.
Like, birds gotta fly, fish gotta swim, a girl's gotta think liking a photo means you wanna fuck them.
Yo, it's gonna happen. And we talked about this though, but like, you just gotta talk to girls that's just not their area. Because you're never gonna convince a girl that thinks that way not think that way. Like, we just went through a whole discussion about that. Like, if a girl thinks it's a thing, she's gonna think it's a thing.
You know what? Here's the thing. Nothing you can do about it. Let me just say this now, right? Once again, I have no shame in admitting when I'm wrong, and I will admit, like, there have been times where I have like I've fully done that. Like I fully like liked girls' photos and commented on them. Nothing like, you know, like abrasive, but like I've left like that. Like you look good, you look good or whatever. And I completely understand why some girls would be upset about that, or why some of my exes would be upset about that, right? But that's not like a casual thing. It's not something I do all the time. So it's like, but I'm just saying, moving forward, I don't want to hear the like why you liking photos. I don't want to hear that anymore. I don't want to hear that because I don't give a fuck. Like I really do not care if my girl likes another dude's photo. I do not care. I don't even
realize. I don't
even realize. You know why I don't even realize? I don't even. Don't
check that page.
That Instagram page of what your followers are doing. I do never look at it. I
don't care. I don't touch it. I actually don't touch that page.
I regularly forget that it exists.
Touch it. It has no purpose in my life.
Like
I check my notifications. I scroll my timeline. Exit.
Some of you
I'm
people,
not checking what did
men,
you like?
Women and men.
I want to know.
Yeah.
No, if I want to know what you're liking. Why? You're liking it. Just okay.
Yo, I'll never forget. I'll never forget. I'll never forget. I got an argument with one of my exes once. She was just. I don't remember what it was exactly about, but I referenced one of my boys. I'm like, yo, my boy, like, the worst thing you can do when you're in an argument with your girl is to reference like another relationship, right?
Oh yeah, you can do that.
And I was just like, yo, like, you know, look, they do not do this.
That couple. Look at that couple.
No, I think it's because she brought up another couple, and I rebutted with my own couple. And I was like, yo, this isn't something to deal with. And my girl hit me with, yo, I don't need to listen to this because your boy be liking all these girls' photos.
So she slandered him too?
I'm like, what? How do you know this? And obviously because she been looking at like the
tracking all your friends,
and that's not exclusive to like one of my exes. Exclusive to every fucking girl. Like I don't know a single girl that does not look at that page. I don't. Stop looking at it. It causes you problems. Like it really does.
They're gonna say, well, they made it for a reason. Yeah, whatever. Like
they made it to give us headaches. That's what it is. Anyway,
Instagram developers are a girl.
100%, bro. 100%. Next question. Miss Jamila __. She says, tell us about your worst curve and the most surprising or unexpected time a woman was receptive to an approach.
Say it one more time.
Tell us about your worst curve and most surprising or unexpected time a woman was receptive to an approach. Have you ever been curved?
Also, both ends.
Yeah.
Both ends.
Have you ever been curved before?
Of course, we all have.
Yeah.
Come on.
I read this question earlier.
Come on.
And I was like, yikes.
You thought about that one time.
I was like,
Like, there's many times. You think about that. There's that one.
There's one.
There's that one that just
like it cuts like a knife.
I think. Did I talk about this? I think I talked about this one time.
I don't know.
The Miami story.
There was that one. Tell another one.
That's the one that burns. That's the one that burns. I like realistically, like in all honesty, I don't get curved like where it's like memorable to be like this. Like that was the one where it's like it really put my pride in check. Like nigga, you ain't shit. That was a tear. I was like, yo, like I'm nobody. Yeah. Like it really took my pride, like hit my pride. Like
I'm a nobody.
I'm nobody.
Yeah.
Like I'm no one. Other than that, like that. If you guys don't know the story about that Miami story, I'm not sure which episode it was, but long story short, went to Miami. My boys started talking to a girl in Club Live. Just asked her how things were. She was super sure with me. I was like, "You been here before?" She's like, "Yep." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "So where you from?" She's like, "Kentucky." Okay. She didn't give me like a "and you." She didn't give her like what's your name? Like I asked her name. She told me her name. Nothing like not your. What about yours? Like no reciprocation. Nothing.
Yeah.
Then I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, you want to dance?" And she's like, "No, not really. I'm not trying to dance right now." So I was like super short. So I was like, abort, abort mission. Like I was just taking L's. So I walk around the club for a little bit. Club Live's a huge club. I walk around the side, and lo and behold, that same girl that I've been trying to get is brucking out on my man in our booth.
Yeah.
Sorry, not ours. In a booth that he was somehow in.
You just gotta sit there and see it.
I was just watching him just dagger the girl that I've been trying to get for so long, and he gave me the Jordan shrug. That's what burned, because he looked at me. He saw like the sadness in my face, and like he gave me like. Like, and the thing is, the worst part is he doesn't know the backstory. Like in his mind, it's like a girl just came to me, I just on her, but like he doesn't know. Like I've been trying to get her.
Yeah.
Like so that hurt because like yeah, that was really sad to just see. And it's like that sometimes. Sometimes it's just not their type. There's nothing you can do about it.
You know what it is though? Like like put it like this. I've never been. When you and I say we've never been curved. Or like we don't.
I'm very tactical.
Because
that's why I'm not just throwing myself at.
I have so much pride that I will not I will absolutely not go after a woman
unless it's a sure thing.
unless I know.
Unless it's a sure thing.
Do my due diligence because this relates to another question.
Oh my God.
To the Windows 7 asked, right? He's like, in terms of simply talking to people, whether that be guys or girls, how do you appear confident in your approach? Do you need context to engage someone, or will you approach randomly as well? So if I'm out randomly and I'm at a bar or whatever, I'm approaching a girl. If I see that she gives me a look, I know I have somewhat of an in. I need some entry. I need something. I'm not going in blind.
I'm just grabbing you.
Wait, look, I don't care. I don't care how, because I know some people look at that and they're like, okay, you might not be as confident, right? But here's the thing.
Smart.
I am not walking into anything blind.
What a goddamn idiot.
Are you going to do a test without studying?
Shut up. No, we're not.
Thank you. Like Look, the reality is I could walk up to a girl, not do any due diligence, walk up to her, try and start something, and she might curve me, right? And might never see her again, whatever. But you know what I'm going to have to live with? The fact that I got curved. Yeah. Like, I'm going to remember that.
You know.
I'm going to remember that.
You know no one was there, you know.
I'm going to remember that. Know. Like, I'm not like those dudes that can just walk around one after another. No. They're like, oh, next one, like, next one. No, that doesn't happen to me. Like, if I get curved once,
you're like, wow.
Like, I might need to settle for the rest of the night. Like, I'm going to be like, you know what? Maybe I should dial it back a little bit. So, I'm not walking in blind.
No.
I'm not walking in blind. The worst, I think, if anything, I'm trying to think if there's a situation where I've been talking to a girl and then it just didn't go anywhere and she ended up with the next dude, right?
Never.
That's never happened to me. I'm trying to think of a situation that I can really put myself on blast for.
Well, I mean, not except for the Miami thing.
Yeah, but it's like I'm always a sure shot. Like, I know if I'm talking to you, if I approach you, I have some sort of in, or you give me some reason to believe I have a chance. Right?
Where's the boxer, man? He has it. Goes for the spots. Rib cage, jab, one jab, short jab. Let me test the jab.
I'm not approaching. I don't care how it makes me sound. Like, I'm not approaching you if I don't think I have a chance.
You want to know something funny? I'm like the king of. It's gonna sound so bad. I'm like the king of taking advantage of other man's mishaps. Oh. So boy, I kill it. I fucking kill it.
You're the cleanup crew.
Yo, I kill it. Yo, I'll go to a club or I'm out somewhere and I'll just watch a chick and I'll just see the man just throw themselves at them, go over there, try and pull them. The girl just dash the hand off. Guys trying to talk to her, take the phone out, everything. She's like, nah. I'll just watch. I'm cool. I'll just watch a few of those go by. I'll just wait it out, and I'm such an asshole. I'll watch all of it, and I'll come by and I'll just say this. I'll walk up to them, just right to their shoulder. I'd be like, "You're an asshole."
That always works.
And then she'd be like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "You're an asshole." And she's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "I saw you do it to those guys," and she's like, blah, blah, blah. And now she's pleading her case. She doesn't even realize. She doesn't realize right now.
Into the trap.
Right, it's a trap. It's a trap. I don't care to tell us because it's a trap. It's an actual trap.
It's gonna happen. But it's gonna happen again.
Yeah, she doesn't realize right now. She's her walls are down because right now she's laughing. Because first I'm like, you're an asshole. She knows she's been directing guys all night. I've been watching it. She didn't know I've been watching. So instead of me approaching like another fool, just coming and just trying to pull her, I'm like, I go for the approach. I'm like, I saw what you did, and now she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I saw you jet those guys over there. Yeah. And now she's explaining. She's like, yeah, but that guy was this. That guy's. I'm like, no, it's all, you don't have to tell me. I'm a stranger. Yeah. I'm a stranger. You don't have to tell me. And then that's it.
Yeah.
And
everything goes from there.
Literally, no joke. 99% of the time, 99% of the time,
It works.
I'll get that person's number. That girl's number. That girl that rejected 3-4 guys before me will give me her number just because I witnessed her reject other guys.
You know the funny thing is too?
It's the stupidest hack.
You know
like, it's such a fucking weird hack.
The funny thing too is like you always, whether or not you mean to do it, you always make a point to see that, like you lock eyes with that dude after because you're like, I finished what you couldn't finish.
You couldn't handle it. I'm sorry. I
accomplished what you couldn't.
The best ones, or if guys try to dance on the thing,
yeah,
and she's not dancing on him, and then you dance on the same thing, and you look at him like this. And he's just so cheesy.
You look around
just look him in the eye like this.
With the straightest face.
Oh man, they're assholes.
Oh my god. That's okay. Next question. Nina Rossi, she says, Are there current beauty / fashion trends that in your opinion make someone less attractive or a complete turn off for you? Could be the most beautiful girl, but if she's rocking blank, you're not with it. It's got to be a trend, like something that's in, not something that is a turn off, but like not something that is like it has to be a trend right now, like something that's doing. Like people are doing, and you're like, I'm not a fan of that. Like remember when Trezor was like gladiator shoes? He's like, who do you Samus?
What are girls doing right now? The thing is, I feel like the busier you get, you don't even pay attention to that shit anymore.
I guess.
Like I feel like I'm not. Have you? I don't know. How do you know?
I'm in like
I don't even know what girls are doing right now.
I'm into fashion and stuff like that, but some that I don't. A look I don't like is the. Have you seen like the frayed pants, where it looks like the bottom of the jeans are like just cut? You seen that look?
No.
You never seen that?
Girls?
Yeah, like some girls wear jeans where it looks like the bottom.
It's just loose, like the threads are loose?
The threads are loose, right? Some people call it frayed or whatever.
Yeah, it's frayed. Yeah.
I hate that look just because I think it looks... I just think it looks weird. For a while, I hated high-waisted, like mom jeans. I hated mom jeans.
Oh, over the belly?
I hated them only because, like, look, I don't think everyone can pull it off. Yeah. Even though supposedly, like, mom jeans is just a thing everyone can do, but like I don't think some people can pull it off. I just think it makes you look weird. Like, I think you got like a short ass torso. You know what I mean? I'm like,
it looks good on the right girl. I can say
on the right girl, it looks really good. On some people, you're just like, what are you doing? Why are you wearing this?
Fuck. I really haven't like. I've been so locked in, like no joke. I scroll Instagram, I see stuff, but like I haven't been observing girls like that to say I don't like this. Like I've kind of kept my circle pretty consistent, like who I talk to on a regular basis. Yeah. So it's like I see the same people. So it's like there's no one really new that I'm like, whoa, what's that? Like So sorry, Nina, I don't really. I don't know. Yeah, don't have much.
So next question I have from my girl Andrew. She said, "What's the pettiest thing you've done after a breakup?"
The pettiest thing after a breakup, like, okay, I don't know if this is petty, but after, like, when I'm in a relationship, I post girls that I'm with. I post a girl I'm with, kiss pictures, lovey pictures, the whole couple shit. You know, I do it. I have no problem showing off my girl. I have no problem if I'm in a relationship showing off my girlfriend. I have no problem with that. But the day we end, literally, the day we break up, my page is clean. Like,
she's gone.
She's gone. And they've got mad at me sometimes, being like, "Oh, you couldn't even wait a day." No, no, you're done. We're done. I'm not waiting a day for what? To show face for a little bit longer? What? Like, why am I waiting a day? Really? So you can feel better? We're done. Okay, we're done. So so you think if I wait one more day, we're gonna rekindle? No, we're done. Like, what is the benefit of me?
I don't think it has anything to do with rekindling.
But I'm just saying, obviously being stupid. But like, if me waiting one more day, it doesn't do anything. It's really just for you to have one more day of closure or accept it. I don't know. But for me,
who's giving you the shit though? Is it the girl? The girl. Other people? Do other people look at you being like,
know. People know, but they won't say anything. But they know. They'll say something maybe like a few weeks in. they'd be like, "Oh, I haven't seen your," you know what I mean? But they booked it. Like most people book it, but it's usually the girl. The girls usually like they'll come to my page obviously, and they'd be like, "Oh, so I'm gone already?" Blah blah. I'm like, "Yeah.
See,
we're
look,
done."
I don't think it's petty for this reason. When I was in a relationship, like, whenever I used to do dumb shit, my girl used to just delete shit. Right? She'd be like, "Yo, I'm so fucking done," and she just delete it, right? And then it took a while for her to realize, like, yo, every time I do this, it's essentially looking like I broke up with you, which is stupid, right? So that would be petty. If you guys were still dating, you get in an argument, you delete shit, and then that looks petty. What you're doing,
yeah, I'm out.
What you're doing is ruthless though, because there's no grace period, right?
No,
like for me,
there's zero.
For me, like.
Because when I'm in. That's why.
Yeah, I get that.
That's why though. Because I'm in. You can never say like I wasn't serious, but like I'm in.
Yeah.
When I'm out of here. Like page is clean. I'm going out that night. Like out of here.
Yeah, I don't think that's petty. I think that's ruthless. Okay. I don't think it's petty. Like to be honest, I've done petty things in a relationship. I don't think I've ever done a petty. Actually, have I done a petty thing? Yeah, you know what? Probably like after I've like, after like I was broken up with once. Yeah, I just went and like fucked another girl.
Just cause
you didn't want it within like the same week, after we broke up, and it's not even like I actively was like, let me go pursue this girl. It was like thrown at me, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And like, not even I wasn't even like slick about it. Yeah. Like I wasn't like covering my track. Like I was if it gets out, it gets out.
I'm gonna be a mess. This guy's like, I'm gonna be a mess. I'm
like, you know what? Fuck it.
Fuck it.
I'm like, fuck it.
Yo, put me on your Snapchat. Like, go ahead. I don't care. I'm single.
Let me see what happens. You know, I'm single now. All right, I don't give a fuck. That's probably the pettiest thing I've ever done. Because I was like. I think it's because I felt like the way the relationship went and the way it ended was like super suspect. Like just everything all about it was it didn't settle well with me. So I'm like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. Like when I have that mentality, it was like I don't give a fuck. Yeah. That's when I'm like, okay, I'll do whatever I want.
Savage acting,
right? So it's like, yeah, I just slept with someone right at like literally 2-3 days after I went through a breakup.
I don't think that's not petty. That's just product of your circumstance. I think petty be like, you broke up, let me go find pussy right now.
Like, let me go find
find it
to get at you. Yeah, to get
and
at
then
you.
Send you it.
That would be
like, oops, wrong number. Sorry. Meant to send to my boy. My bad. My bad.
Yo.
Oh, is that you? Sorry. Thought you were my boy. Whoops. That's petty.
Yo, do you know the type of foolish headaches that you would get from that?
Oh my god, that'd be a mess.
Oh my god. Okay. Next question from Andrea. What would be the deciding factor that convinces you to bring a girl home to meet your family? There's got to be one deciding factor. What makes you go, all right, I can introduce you to my family?
One deciding factor?
Has to be like, just one.
There's obviously more, but what would be the, like, if I could pick
what would be the deciding factor?
The deciding factor to bring someone home. Damn. Because I have a long list now. And this is as a result of me dating all these girls.
What's the top of the list? What's
the top of the list? Like what?
Top of the top. Creme de la creme.
She puts me in my place.
Okay.
If a girl could put me in my place, not rudely, but like very respectfully, but assertively, put me in my place a couple times. Yeah. To the point it gets me mad, but I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I'm mad about it, but I'm like,
when you say put me in my place, do you mean like you're doing something you shouldn't be doing?
No.
Or like she
not acting up. Like I'll like say, like there's times like I said, I have a very strong personality. So there's sometimes I just say things.
I should be like, okay, don't talk to me like.
Yeah. Sometimes I just say things, or like I'm not rude, but like I'll just say things very like matter of fact ish sometimes. Like, or this is this.
Yeah.
And actually, no, this is this. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? Like,
you like double take. You're like,
yeah, like, huh? Like,
Yeah.
because I've been with many different girls that, like, if I say something, it's like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Or it's like, yeah, like,
even though you might know,
even though and that's the worst feeling.
that
the
you
worst
know that they
feeling,
think opposite.
Yo, I think one of the worst feelings is when you know that you're full of shit and a girl takes it. It makes you feel like that at that second. I think that's the second guys lose respect for women. That 1 minute, like, it's such a fucked up thing to think about, but it's like, I don't want you to let me win this. Like I know I'm
really
I'm bullshitting you, and I don't want you to let me win. Huh?
I really like the way you're putting this because, like,
but it is.
It's so true because look,
I know I'm feeding you shit. Like, stop me. Like, stop me.
It's a fucked up test. That we do.
It
right?
is.
And I don't want to say that it's just us to do it. I like to think all men do it, but I know a lot of guys like us do it, where it gets to a point in a relationship where we'll just say, it's not even like, let me see what I can get away with. It's more so, let me see if you're gonna, like, actually say something. So I will say things at times that are just, I know is ridiculous. Like, I know is outlandish, and I'm like, let me see how she responds to this. Right? Like, let me just see what she says. And if you don't respond in a particular way, or like in the spectrum, I'm like, all right, I know where this is gonna go.
It's like you say it, you're like, so you're, it was the worst. Like, so you're just gonna allow that?
That's not what you say in your head.
No, I'm thinking in my head. No, that's what I'm saying. In my head, I'll be like,
your head, you're like, oh,
so
okay.
she's just gonna allow that. All right, let me try this. Wow, she's allowed that too? All right.
Which meme was it? Was it the Kobe meme?
Huh?
Was it the Kobe meme where he's like looking at the score? Like, some team just scored on him and they went up by 1, and he's looking at it. He's like, all right. And he like walks off.
I
Like,
remember.
that's how I look. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
Ladies, it is a fucked up test. I agree. I do.
Like, if a guy like us ever says some shit to you, like, how would you feel if I like, oh, it's like, oh, I'm going out tonight. Who you going out with? Oh, I'm just going out. All my girlfriends, you know.
Yeah.
Like, and you know what's the ones that they're iffy about?
Yeah.
And they don't say anything.
Oh, okay.
They're just like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, you almost want them to be like,
not what the fuck?
I don't want you to, like,
not cuss me, but
cuss me and, like, hold me down, but I want you to like, show some sort of,
which girls
like, who? If you ask me who, then I'm like, okay.
Yo, Zamora, that who? Just the fact of a girl being like, who is this one?
Yeah.
Or like, which?
That's a very real moment.
Yo, because the thing is, I can like visualize like the moment, like how it would be. It'd be like, you be walking out the door.
It's always when you're about to leave.
Yo, I can visualize. I can see right now. You're walking out the door, and you're like, all right, yo, yo, all right, babe, I'm just gonna go out these. I'm going with a couple girls right there. Oh, which girls? It's like. It's like you don't expect them to.
Yeah.
You expect, like, you're about to go. You're like, all right, I'm gonna see you later. But let's go with these girls. Which girls? Huh? which girls? Oh, that second where you're like, the fact that now I have to think.
Yeah.
Of a not a lie, but I have to think of a good enough reason.
Yeah.
For why I'm doing this, that you don't get mad at me. Like, that feeling alone is enough for me to like somebody. The fact that, like, you have now made me have to think of a reason that doesn't sound fucked.
Yeah.
Because, like, I can't feed you bullshit. At this point right now, you've set the ground that whatever answer I tell you right now, I cannot feed you shit. Yeah. So, like, now I'm like, when you're like, what? Which girls? Who is this one? Now I'm like, oh, you mix yourself up. You're like, oh no, remember, there's I don't like her. Like, I don't like her like that.
You
like,
know what I always do when the situations come up? It's like I get them like I'm presenting like for a job interview. I'm like,
background?
Background. I'm like, oh, I'm going out with so and so. This is who she is. Like, I went to school with her. Yeah. This is also her. I'm going out with her too.
Yeah. Oh, like you feel like you're pleading your case.
Like, you're disclosing all this information that you normally wouldn't.
No.
And you know what's funny? Some women might look at that as if like he's covering up for something.
Yeah.
But it's like, no,
like, it's too much detail.
I'm like, I'm telling you all this detail so you know.
Yeah.
So you know.
So you really know.
So you know, like, It's not, you don't have anything to worry about. Like, this is who she is. Like, I went to school with her. Like, I know her. I've known her for this long. Like,
the thing is, we won't do that for every girl, though. That's the thing.
No,
so
if I'm not into you,
yo, you dumb.
I might be like, yo, I'm just going out with thing. That's it.
Out.
Left. Gone. I might not answer my phone. But like,
I'm out of here.
I'm gone.
But yeah, so that, for me, that's my thing. What about yours? For me, if you can put me in check at least once or a couple times to just enough to make me be like, oh shit, like I can't feed this girl bullshit. I'll bring you home because I know that you remind me of my mom. I think that's what it is. Because that moment, if a girl can do that to you, that's the same type of shit your mom does to you. Where it's like you're trying to feed her shit, your mom's like, what?
Yeah.
And you're like, and that little tweak, a little second that you're like, you remind me of my mom for a little bit.
The little second in your brain where you actually say to yourself, like, let me make sure I say what I say first, right? Like, that's when you're like, okay, I really like you. For me, it relates to that because it ties into, like, does this girl, like, are you actually adding something to my life that makes me go about things in a better way, right? That's when I'll introduce you because, look, like, I'm not a fan. Like, I'm not a fan of just being in a situation where unless it's clearly stated we're just fucking, like we're just having sex, that's all it is. I don't like I've been in situations where I've been in a relationship with someone and then it got to a point where it seemed like we were just going through the motions and then like sex was involved too.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, there's no point being in a relationship if that's the case, right? So for me, I'll bring a girl home if I feel like she looks at areas of my life that I'm dealing with and she's like, I think you can do this to make it easier for you, or like improve in this area. Because at that point I realize, okay, you actually have like my best interest, like my interests are like they mean something to you. And at that point I think it'll be conveyed to my parents as well, because they'll see a girl that can do that 9 times out of 10 knows how to act in front of your parents too. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, they know how to carry themselves.
They know how to carry themselves. Sure. And that's a big thing. Like, I'm not, like, it's one thing to meet a girl, like, at a bar or a club, right? Mm-hmm. But I need to be able to see what you're like when I'm not there and we're not there. And it's after that, that's when I start to learn, like, okay. Because I know guys that, like, that meet a lot of girls. Every time they go out with a girl, they always go to the same type of setting. They go to a bar to get drinks. Blah, blah, blah. It's so important to switch up where you go. Yes. Because then you can see how people act in different situations. Yeah. Right? And it teaches you about that person. So that's my biggest thing. Gotta make me a better person. Next question she asked was, she clearly didn't see the episode where we talked about power, but she said, most people support #FreeTheNipple. But would it bother you to have your girl walking around with hers out? If it does, how would you confront that?
This goes back into, we talked about this briefly. I'll be short and sweet with this. The girls I talk to, the girls that I decide to talk to, preliminary, before it gets to a point where I have to address this, I know their character. I know if they're conservative or I know if they're out there. I know how they feel about their nipples versus not. Like, before it becomes a situation I have to confront. You know what I'm saying? So I will never have to confront a girl that I'm actually talking to. I'll never have to confront her about whether or not I like her nipples. Like, that'll never be a situation, because to get to the point where I'm talking to her, I know her personality already.
Okay, so let's just play devil's advocate then. Let's say it's one of your... Not even an ex, but let's just say a type of girl that you would date. Okay. Let's say during the relationship, she falls into this movement and she says, I'm going to do this. What's the conversation looking like?
She falls into this movement.
Yeah.
So if I'm already talking to her, already like her, everything's good, and then one day peer pressure gets to her backside and she starts...
Wow, okay.
She starts acting up.
That's a peer pressure. Like, she can't think on her own and just assume that
it's peer pressure.
Okay.
Yeah, she just falls into this movement somehow, starts trying to free her nipple. I mean, I'll let her know how I feel about it, which is, nipples are nipples, but not to sound possessive or anything, but only I want to see them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of outfits out there that are very beautiful without your nipples being out. So if you're seeking outfits that your nipples are out, or you're making a conscious choice that you want to get a see-through shirt, or these are very deliberate acts. The shirts typically do not come with your nipples out.
Yeah.
So you're like, I want them out. Like this is a like you're like going to look for an outfit that is thin so they can show. So
you know what's crazy?
For me, it'd be an issue.
Like,
definitely.
Yeah, like the thing is,
because I'm like, why? Like, why?
I've never been the type of person or the type of guy to say, you know what, like you literally can't. Like I've never looked at one of my girls and be like, you can't wear that out, or you can't do this. And the reason for that is because I know the type of girl that it is that I'm dating, that she wouldn't even think to do that.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
That being said,
devil's advocate,
if she changed, right, and this was the route that she was gonna go, honestly, I would just say straight up, like, look, you can do this. I'm just not gonna be a part of it. Like I will be that boy. Yeah, I'm like, you can do this, but we won't date. We won't date. And the reason for that is because I don't want to have to deal with the problems that come with it. The same way that, for example, women have said to me in the past, like, why do you put yourself in this position on social media? Yeah. Right? Like, why do you like or comment on certain girls' photos? It opens you up to have these things. If you were walking around with, like, you know, like your nipples showing or whatever, I feel like you're opening yourself up to certain people, certain men's, like, trying to approach you in certain ways. I don't care if I know, like, I may be fully aware of the fact that you're going to curve all these guys, but I'd rather you not have to do that to begin with. Yes. For the sole reason,
why get more guys just to curve them?
Yeah, like you're gonna curve guys regardless, but now you're having to curve more people because they've seen you technically half naked. Yes. Right? Like I remember a situation where I was out and I saw this guy with his girl. This girl was like, you can see your nipples, you can see everything, right? And obviously, like, out of respect, like, I really wasn't staring at his girl. Yeah. We all saw it, but all that kept going through my head was, yo, I wonder what the dude thinks. I wonder what's going through his mind. Yeah. Sure.
Like, are you okay with this?
Sure, he might be like, whatever. Right?
Are you
because he's also like a brolic looking dude.
But are you okay?
Are you really okay with this? Like, are you really? And the thing is, there's no...
Not to cut you off. Yeah. One thing that's weird to me is that, like, the guys that are really okay with it, some people phrase like, yeah, I'm just confident with my girl, blah, blah. But, like, for me, and again, this is a matter of perspective, right? Yeah. But why would you want, like, why would you want your girl to be like that? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if you're okay with it, it's like, why would if this is your girl and you're queen, and you know what I mean? Like, why would you want people to see her? Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
There's a difference between, like, I like it if I know when other guys are checking out my girl and they're never gonna have her, right? Like, when I see that happen,
while she's dressed, though.
While she's dressed, that's what I mean. Like, I like it. I like knowing that. All right,
that guy's curious.
You're checking my girl, but you're never gonna get her, right? But when you're somewhat like half naked to the point where I can see your bare titty, like, that's a different story because now it just adds another level. It's weird because a girl can dress provocatively and mans will look. But then when, like, you're literally seeing yourself half naked, it's a totally different story. Like, I'm possessive. Like, I'm possessive in the sense that if I'm dating you, or I said this multiple times, if I'm dating you or I'm fucking you, as fucked up as it sounds, like, I don't want anyone else to be doing that to you, right? So that mentality crosses over. Like, I don't want mans to see what my girl looks like.
Why would you? It doesn't make sense to me.
I just don't. Yeah. Like, I don't, because I'm that possessive.
The same way you don't want your girl stripping. Like, do you want your girl stripping?
And there's no equivalent.
Not saying it's stripping, but I don't want people to see my girl naked. Like,
there's no equivalent that I can say for men in reverse. Like, what? Like, I'm gonna walk around with my dick hanging out? Yeah. Like, there is nothing. Yeah, there is nothing. Yeah, right? There's absolutely nothing. Like, I've heard people make the comparisons about.
But now the argument is men have nipples too. Like, But the argument is so dumb. Cause like it's so dumb because yes, society has made breasts a thing. Blah blah blah. We can go down that whole path of what nipples really like. It's such a dumb argument to me because it's just a way to make an excuse to make it seem like it's fine. Sure, yes, we both have nipples, but come on.
Yeah.
Like, sure, we both have nipples, but you're not walking naked around your kids. You're not like there's still things you just don't do. Yes, sure, you can call it society. Sure, it's society, but that's the society we live in.
Yeah.
So don't use society when you want to use it to be like, oh well, it's just nipples, blah blah. Men had nipples too. Like it's just breasts. Like, but at the same time, you won't walk down. If walking down the street was naked right now, girls will not walk naked, even if it was legal. If walking down the street naked was legal,
not all girls are gonna do it.
They wouldn't.
Yeah, not all men are gonna do it.
And not all men would do it. So it's like, it's not because we all have it. There's still certain intimacies like we have. But
that's the key. That's the key word.
I want my man to myself, my girl to myself.
It's intimacy because I just don't.
You might like. It's almost like It's almost like saying, like, how do you turn off? This is the most fucked up thing. How do you turn off when breasts are sexual when they're not?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like if I look at
how do I turn it off? How do I say this is your breasts when I want to have sex with you? This is how I feel about them.
Yeah. When
you're out, it's fashion breasts. But when we're about to have sex and you're naked, I'm turned on breast. Like what? You know what I'm saying? That's what's like. How do I turn off when
it causes intimacy issues? That's my thing because I like to. Yeah, I may have seen your titty like 1,000 times, right? Privately. But the problem is, I just don't want other people to know that. It's no different than, for example, we talked about this, right? If I'm really serious about a girl, my boys will never know like what like our sex life. Yeah. They won't know what that's like. And I've told this to some of my girl friends, and they think that's crazy because a lot of my female friends, they talk all the time about their sex life to their girlfriends, right? And I was saying maybe it's just me, but no. I don't I'm
not telling my mans about my wifey talks.
Yes,
like,
if I'm with my boys, I'm not talking to you about my girl. No. One of my best friends, I have no clue, nor do I want to know, nor do I need to know what their sex life is like.
You want to know why? Because if I'm your boy and you're my boy, we see each other's girlfriends.
Yes.
I don't want to know.
I don't want
to know anything. Your girlfriend all the time. I don't need to know anything. Tell me what you guys are doing.
I don't need to know anything about that. No. Yes, it's different for women, but I don't need to know anything about that. But if I'm not dating you, if it's not that serious, I'm going to talk about my sex life to my boys. That's how it is because it's intimacy issues. Yes. Like I don't need other people to know what it's like with my girl.
Yes.
Right. So when I'm walking out with you and like you have your nipples hanging out, like you're wearing a sheer top and you can see through it and people can see your nipples and stuff like that. If you got piercings and all that type of stuff, it just makes me look at it and be like, why is this?
I've opened the door.
Why is this special for me now? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like why is this special for me?
Yes. Whether they're not missing anything now.
So I have no problems saying that, look, if that's something you want to do, cool. I just won't be a part of it.
Yes, because you know what's funny? Because if you went out with a girl you're just talking to and she's doing that, I wouldn't care. If I went out with a girl I was just talking to and she had nipples out, I'd probably be like, dope. Because you're not my girl, so I'd be like...
The funny thing is...
You'd be like, all right, whatever.
The crazy thing, too, is if I was considering dating you and then I saw we were in that stage and then you did that,
I'd be off it.
It would change my opinion.
I'd be off it.
Right? Because I'd be like, damn. Like, honestly...
I wouldn't be mad at you because you're not my girlfriend.
I wouldn't be mad, but honestly, in my head, I'd be... especially if I knew that I was going to date you...
I'd be like, fuck,
I'd be like, damn.
That's it. You blew it. You blew it. Yeah.
Especially, can you imagine if you haven't even, like, had sex with a girl yet? Can you imagine? Can you imagine you haven't had sex with a girl and then it happens?
But you still have sex with her.
You still would.
But you wouldn't go.
But at this
point, go for it. You'd be like, damn it.
God, now we're just fucking.
Now we're just fucking.
It sounds so wild to tell it to a woman, but you know what I mean. It is what it is.
I just got a question from Shot by Jew.
Yeah.
Sent a DM. Ryan, how did you manage to do everything that you did? Clothing brand, book, photography, podcast, etc. I too have many different interests and I feel like I'm all over the place trying to do everything that my mind won't shut up about. A lot of mistakes, a lot of error, a lot of stress, a lot of learning, a lot of sleepless nights.
Yeah.
But overall, a lot of understanding about myself, because, like, as I mentioned earlier in this podcast, I recently have taken a break on my clothing right now. It's not off. I'm going to bring it back again. I'm going to be doing more stuff again, but I've taken a break because what you learn is that, especially if you're a creative person, we just want to do. We just want to create. Just want to just build, and like touch this and build this and like we just want to constantly create things and do all of it at once. And we can't. We can't. Like, I believed I could for the longest time. I'm like, I could do this. So just do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. If you do a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this, nothing gets finished. Yeah, nothing gets finished. Like, I just start this and I start this and I start this. So I have like 6 different things started, but nothing's complete and nothing is where I want it to be because it's not getting enough time. Yeah. So it's like, right now, for your question, you said I have many different interests and I feel like I'm all over the place trying to do everything. Yes, you will be all over the place because you can't do everything. Yeah. And that the hardest thing to do is accept that you can't do everything. Because I kept trying, like, I can do this, I can do this. Oh yeah, I can run my brand, I can do my own photography, I can do my YouTube channel, I can do everything. Like, you can't. You need help. And sometimes the hardest thing is to ask for help. Yeah. And you might not always need the help, but you might just need a readjustment or schedule things. Yep, so it's like, okay, right now, what is, if you have 5 tasks right now that you want to do, or 5 goals you're trying to achieve right now. Yeah. What is the biggest one? Like, if you can have one of these today, what will be the biggest one that you want? Whatever you decide that is, kill that. Yeah. Kill it first. Get it rolling to a point where it's on autopilot. Yeah. That's what I've really tried to do right now. Like, I've dabbled in this. Now I've got to the point where I'm like, listen, I'm going to kill one thing right now, put it on autopilot, and then it's just running. Start something new, kill that. Yeah. 2 things on autopilot. But you can never reach the autopilot level until you put everything into something. But you'll stretch yourself too thin if you're like, let me try a little bit of this, a little bit of this. Find the most important thing, prioritize what it is. Yeah. Kill it. Let it reach a point where it's on autopilot, where it's running itself, where it's like you don't have to put as much time in. You don't have to constantly be monitoring it. Like, you already put that groundwork in so that you can put that energy into something else and get it rolling. You have 2 things. Now it's like the plates. Yeah. You were holding the plate, one spinning, whatever. You have one, just have one spinning. Yeah. Make sure it's spinning as fast as it can spin. Then you get another plate. You can't just spin a little bit, You can't do it. No, you're right. You can't. You're right. So my biggest advice to you, how I did this, how I started everything, was I had a bunch of ideas on the table. I put them all out. I'm like, let me try everything. It failed because it's too much. It stresses you out. Nothing gets finished. It's a lot, and you just feel like you're not accomplishing anything. Yeah. One of the greatest things that we as humans like is satisfaction and the feeling of completion. Like, you are more productive once you complete something. Like, you feel good. You're like, this is done. Like, you feel good, but you'll never feel that sense of satisfaction if nothing ever finishes. It's just like, you just feel like, I'm like, oh, I gotta finish this. I gotta finish this. You just feel like overwhelmed. But when you have one thing and it's done, you're like, yo, that was done. Now you reset, finish something else, and you're like, shit, now I have 2 things done. Yeah. It feels so much better to complete things than to have a bunch of shit going on at once. Very true, my friend. That's my advice to you. Prioritize what's the biggest thing you want to get done right now. Focus on that, kill it, and then start something else. You cannot do all of it. Can't. So yeah. That's my question. I think we could probably end it there, actually. Yeah, that's all the questions? Yeah. Dope. I had one question for you, actually, before we wrap up. What's our timer right now? 1:30? That's pretty good. I had this discussion with a couple women in my life. I told them that I don't miss people. Oh, like, you never like... The only people I miss are people who have passed in my life. Okay. That's the only time I've had a sense of miss. As of recently in my life, I've met a couple people or actually a person that I've kind of had a little sense of that miss feeling. Yeah. But generally, I haven't I don't miss. And I feel like maybe that's a personality trait. I don't know, but
probably is
because I'm just. I don't know. I feel like for people to miss someone else, and this is obviously another opinion, but for someone to miss something, you have to be doing nothing.
Yeah.
I feel like when you're constantly moving, constantly working, the feeling of missing is when people start to miss when they're not doing things. It's like you allow yourself to miss. It's like I'm not doing anything right now, so it's like, oh, I wonder what this person's doing, or oh, I wish I could see this person, or whatever. Like. But there's times, like, there's weeks can go by where I'm like so locked in. I'm so like,
think about
I'm not like, and it's not in the sense I don't care about the person. I still communicate with them, but if I don't see them for 2 weeks or something, like if I'm communicating with you, I'm not missing you because I'm like I still feel like I have the connection with you. I'm still talking to you for the couple of weeks. I would like to see you, but I'm not like I miss you. I don't get that feeling typically. Do you miss women? Do you ever, like, I get that a lot from girls. I miss you or whatever. Like, I've gotten that a lot from women.
Yes
and no. I don't know if they're just...
I think I've gotten... Yeah, like, it depends how serious a relationship has been. I've gotten, I miss you. I've definitely gotten that before. I miss... I sometimes do. Like, it really depends. I said before, when I've gone through breakups where I was not as busy as I am now. So like you said, it allowed me to think about that person a lot more. But then when I was in a situation where I was always busy, I didn't have the time to think about missing someone.
Right, exactly.
You just keep busy and you're distracted at that point.
Yeah.
But I'll be totally honest, like, and I've said it before, like, if I'm dating someone for a long time and then we break up, the worst time to realize that you miss someone is straight up like when you're horny. That's like, because you're like, fuck, because you're so used to it. You're like, oh, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, do I go hit someone else up? Like, am I trying to find? Like, I know that sounds wild to people or sounds like bad, but it's the truth. Like, sometimes you miss people when you're like. When you want to have sex, like, it's true. Like, I know girls have told me that. I know guys have been like, damn, like, I'm trying to fuck, but like, I'm not dating her anymore, right? So it doesn't happen often, but ever since you get busy or when I've gotten busy, it's no longer the case.
We actually got another question in our inbox that we didn't answer from Friday. Hey, WNTT podcast, love your content. I'm starting up my own podcast, and I would love to ask a few questions if you don't mind.
Yeah.
What makes a successful podcast, and how do you generate listeners and a following? Thank you in advance. What are your thoughts?
What makes a successful podcast?
We are still building ourselves. I wouldn't say we're super successful right now, but we've achieved some success.
Still building. This is why you said at the beginning of the podcast, stay consistent, keep posting shit, listen to feedback of what other people are saying. Because when we first started, I listened to feedback of what other people were telling me. Like, they're like, oh, maybe you should change this with the cameras. Like, maybe you should add more, blah, blah, blah. Stuff like that. Just listen. But biggest thing, put out, like, just in order to be successful, just put stuff out there. Like, put content out there. People will tell you what it is they do and don't like. Even though you're doing this even though this is something that you want to do, at the end of the day, you're making the stuff for other people to consume, right? And it's a corny ass line, but I always learned it when I worked. I used to work retail a bunch, and it was like, the customer is always right. They're not always right. The customer is always valid, right? And there's a big difference between the two, right? So their opinions could be valid for a particular reason, which is why they're giving you the feedback that they have, right? So just put stuff out there. People will tell you what they like and don't like, and then it's up to you to make those changes moving forward. And after a certain amount of time, you get into a rhythm, and it becomes second nature. Like, the weeks go by so fast, but I know every week I'm doing a podcast. Like, it's as simple as that. Just put stuff out there.
Couldn't agree more. Another question from MR.KOA. How do you turn someone down without being harsh?
Relates back to what I said earlier about trying to understand other people's perspective a little bit. I know that if someone is taking the time to tell me their feelings towards me, that takes a lot. Like, we've said this before, it takes a lot.
You have to acknowledge that.
And I've been on the other end. Like, I've been on the end of, like, telling someone I like them for them to tell me, like, nah, I don't feel the same way. And they did it, and in my eyes, a harsh way, right? Which I didn't appreciate. I obviously didn't fucking sulk about it, but I was like, okay, this is not how I would react if the roles were reversed. So I just know that if someone is approaching me, telling me that they like me and I'm not interested, I'm gonna take my time to I'm gonna do my best to just be gentle about it. Like I'm not gonna be a dick. I'm gonna be gentle. Let's be like, listen, I understand. Like I appreciate the fact that you're telling me these feelings, like how you feel about me, but I just don't think that you and I can work. Right? And if they ask me why, then I'll explain why. I could say, like, I don't know, maybe it could be for this reason. Like, I live this lifestyle, you don't. Like, blah, 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 blah. But, like, I would never just say, I don't want to date you. There's no reason why I would date you. Or, like, just I don't feel this way. I don't be cold. I'll try and give a reason why, but be respectful about it. Because I think I at least owe them the respect of explaining why, but in a nice way. There's no need to be a dick, in all honesty. Especially if they're taking the time to tell me.
Yes, I agree with that completely. My toughest thing that I've been having to deal with or learn how to deal with rejecting or letting someone down is that you don't, like you said, you want to let them down softly and whatnot, but if they ask you why, that's where it takes a little bit of reasoning on your answer. Yeah. Because you have to understand that your literal reason of why you don't want to be with somebody might be harsh. Yeah, no, yeah. So it's like you want to be honest and be like, listen, thank you for sharing your feelings, whatever. I know that was tough for you to do, but I'm not interested because such and such and such. Yeah. You guys may notice he just moved. I moved, yeah. You want to let people down soft. Yeah, you want to tell people the reason why you might not want to be with them, but at the same time you need to use discretion in this part. Yeah. Because you'll run into a situation where it's like, my honest response, like, let's say my real reason I want to be with you is because you're fat. Yeah. Let's say that's a legitimate reason. Some people, me personally, I can't be with an overweight person. I'm not attracted to it. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Yeah. But am I gonna tell you that? Like, from a rational mind, am I gonna say, thank you for opening up to me and, being like, oh, we should go out sometime, blah, blah. I appreciate that. I appreciate how you feel. But no, because I don't like fat girls. But I would never say that. I would never say that. Exactly.
But so that's why I said.
Yeah. No, but that's
how I said. But I said how I would say it. Right? Say they were like they're overweight. Yeah. And I want to date them. I'd be like, you and I live very different lifestyles, right? Like we do. Like we live very different lifestyles, and honestly, I don't think even by me saying that they're gonna equate that to their weight. Well, because you're fat, no, right? They're busy. They're not going like to. But media. But I mean, they gotta look at me and then look at them, and it's like you just have to pick your battles, right? Like it goes back to what we said.
Some people are really oblivious to themselves, though. No. You have to realize that. Some people are really oblivious. Like some people really shoot the shot. People that they have no chance with. It's very true. But they really don't like. What's the problem? So I can't get you. Why? Yeah. It's like, like not to sound cocky, really? No, but just take your time. Be very cautious of the words you use when you let someone down easy. You can be hurtful unintentionally based on how you phrase things. But yeah, just be honest. I mean, the worst thing to do is to get yourself drawn into a situation you don't want to be in because you didn't want to be mean. Yeah. Like, oh, I didn't want to be mean. Like, so I went on this date that I didn't want to go on with someone I didn't want to be with just to be nice. Like, that's the worst thing you could do.
It's silly, but like it's just crazy to me that there are actually people out there that don't understand how to deal with people in those situations. Right?
No, they're awkward. It's awkward for some people.
It is awkward. Yeah. Like we've already talked about this. Actually, we already talked about this in the previous episode. But like, it's definitely I think like this, and it's 100% because I've been through the position where I told someone I like them. Like I felt like she was a total dick about it because of how she approached that conversation, especially based on the amount of time that we knew each other and like how I approached it. So I guess from that moment moving forward, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna. God forbid, like someone approaches me and I don't want to date them. I'm gonna be respectful about it. Like I don't think you gain anything being a dick, you know. Like I just don't see the point, right? So I would just go out of my way to try and be respectful, at least because I think they deserve it.
Yeah,
it's a really tough thing to approach someone and tell them you like them and not be sure that they like you back, right? Because I've always said, like I said it earlier in this podcast, I'm not approaching anyone that I don't think is like it's a shot, like it's a sure shot. I'm not gonna do it. So if you're taking that plunge, like I kind of think thinking about it, it makes me anxious. Like it makes me sweat a little bit. The idea of saying like, okay, I'm gonna approach this girl and tell her that I like her, and I don't know what her
I have no idea how she feels.
I have no idea what her response is gonna be.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
It's a weird feeling, bro.
Like I don't think I've ever been that. To like a person,
I think I'm probably
I have no clue how you feel about me. None.
Yeah, or even you know what it is. Even when like you've been talking to someone like back and forth for like a little bit, and even to have the conversations like, so like, is this gonna be a thing now or not? Right? Like,
are you feeling me? Or
even that conversation can be a little bit stressful if you don't know for sure that she's feeling you. Right? So imagine you haven't had that conversation and the girl just wants to say like, "Yo, I like you."
Yeah.
Tough. That's tough.
It is. We got a second part of that question from Shot by Jew. Yeah. I hope it's not too late. No, it's not too late. We're still recording. We're almost done though. Yeah. But I forgot to add, how did you manage to do all of that? What you're talking about is the clothing, blah, 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 all that stuff. And still have a social life and girlfriend and your regular job. I mean, I feel like those things, it was tough. I can say that for sure, because you have and you definitely have to be with someone who supports you, because especially as an entrepreneur or as someone who's creative, the hardest thing to do is to try and build something or grow something you're trying to build while someone's nagging about time. Yeah, like it's and I think I can probably say a lot of the breakups that I probably had could be attested to the fact that I was just super focused on the stuff I wanted to do, and their priorities are just not the same as mine. Yeah. So like we would fight about stuff like time or like what I'm into or like you're always doing this or like I never want to hear those discussions ever again. Yeah. And since those times I haven't had those discussions with people because people are talking to you, I've kind of found someone who kind of has the same type of mentality in terms of productivity and getting things done. So those arguments or those discussions aren't things anymore. Yeah. But I think the most important thing, if you're going to try and be doing a lot of different things at one time, is to find someone else who's also doing many different things at one time. You have to be like, you want to have someone, you guys, and one thing I always talk about, people always talk about is like, can two people be like work out together? It's like, if you like someone, you guys are both busy as fuck, you guys will find the time for each other. So that don't make that a deterrent that's like, I don't want to meet someone busy like me because then we'll never see each other. You will. You'll find you will. Like, I like you. I'm going to find time. It won't be every single day like we're not doing shit, but it'll be in a way that it's organic. That's like when you see each other, it's like, yo, I know you're making time for me. You know, I'm making time for you. So like the times you have together will mean that much more. Yeah. You know? But yeah, where we at? I think we're at 140. This was I enjoyed this episode. Yeah, this was good. This was really cool to do. I've never done something like this. I talk about things. I talk about myself a lot in my videos and stuff, but I've never had like a very open discussion with another person. Heard his perspectives, vice versa. Like I told you guys, the big reason why I made this podcast with Zamora is because I wanted somebody who could combat shit I say, or like you don't want someone that's like a yes man. It's like, yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. Like, there's some shit I say that's a little out of pocket that like you want someone to be like, whoa, like, you know. But if I have someone that's always on board with what I'm saying, like, it kind of makes things not as authentic, you know. So having Zamora on the show is super dope, and I'm glad you guys like. A lot of people hit me up about Zamora and saying like it's great to have you guys together, whatever. Like, so thank you guys for that. It's super dope to like just this is what we do. Like,
we just
this is cool to me. This is super cool to me. Like, I mean, I think we're just gonna get bigger. It's just gonna get more popular. So you guys are just gonna get more into it. We're gonna have more questions to a point where like we might have to do 2 episodes a week. I think it might reach a point where like we're getting 2 episodes a week, and we both quit our fucking jobs. Like,
that'd be the dream.
That'd be the dream. We're doing this. We're creating. We're making media, and we're just making stuff for you guys to enjoy, because that's ultimately the goal for all of this. So until then, we'll go back to our desks.
Go back to our desk job.
But thank you guys for another episode tuning in with us. I think we took 2 weeks off. That's my fault. I'll admit.
It's all good.
I'm sorry we missed last episode. That should have came, but didn't come. But just come on, guys. You understand. You understand. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hope this makes up for the time you've taken off. Hope you guys enjoyed and learned some stuff about us that you might not have known. And hopefully we have another one of these pretty soon, because if you guys do like this and did enjoy this episode, we'll definitely do this again. This was like, if you have any more questions, personal, business, relationship, whatever, this is we talk. We're very transparent people. There's nothing really that we won't talk about, to be honest. And so if you guys enjoyed this, give some feedback. Make sure you guys comment on our channel. Make sure you guys like us on Facebook. Oh, we don't really use Facebook that much.
Yeah, but Instagram.
Instagram. Tweet us. We respond to our Twitter, and obviously watch our videos on YouTube. But until next video, guys, thank you guys for stopping by another episode of We Need to Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. KOA, alongside
Top Boy.
This We Need to Talk Podcast.
We need to talk.
We need to talk.
We need to talk.
We need to talk.
We need to talk.